Olá, seja bem-vindo a mais uma aula online do Berlitz. Hoje vamos falar sobre preposições. Uau! Preposições. Isso é fácil. Tudo que você precisa saber é in, on, at, about, across, after, amid, before, beneath, by, concerning, but, due to, for, off, onto, outside, over, owing to, plus, round, through, upon, etc, etc, etc. Então, como você pode ver, não é uma coisa que a gente aprende em uma única aula, né? A gente, na verdade, vai ver as principais e as mais comuns. E depois disso, a gente precisa ver quais são as palavras que combinam com qual preposição, quais são as combinations. Meu nome é Rodrigo Averna, eu sou instrutor de idiomas aqui no Berlitz e eu vou ajudar você a aprender as preposições e ampliar o seu vocabulário em inglês. Só para você entender a dinâmica da aula, deixa eu explicar como vai funcionar. Todas as nossas aulas são baseadas no método Berlitz, o único que permite que você saia da primeira aula já falando o idioma. Então, primeiramente, eu vou apresentar o tema, depois a gente vai mergulhar de cabeça no conteúdo e nessa parte falando apenas no idioma que a gente vai estar ensinando e depois em seguida a gente vai revisar e fazer uns exercícios, ok? Antes da gente começar, não se esqueça de dar um like no canal, clica naquele sininho para você saber sempre que a gente publicar um vídeo novo e compartilhe com aquele seu amigo que também, assim como você, está naquela jornada para aumentar a sua fluência em inglês. So we're going to start with in, on, and at. How do we use in, on, and at? It depends. If we're talking about locations, for example, we use in to talk about a wider area, such as a country, a state, or a city. I live in Brazil. I live in São Paulo. São Paulo. I live in Moema. These are wider areas when compared to streets and exact addresses. For example, I live on Paulista Avenue. I work on Faria Lima. Ooh, I'm a Faria Limer. Or should I say Faria Limer? Anyways, if we're talking about an exact location, I work at Berlitz. I work at 2088 Faria Lima Avenue. So we use at for exact locations. So how would you answer this question? Where do you live? What would be the answer for what country? If you said, I live in that country, for example, I live in Brazil, I live in the United States, then you're correct. What would be the correct answer for the city? If you said, I live in Miami, I live in New York, and so on, then you are correct. What about the street or avenue where you live? If you said, I live on First Avenue or on Paulista Avenue, then you're correct. Note that we will say the name of the street or avenue first to only then say either street or avenue, like Paulista Avenue, Faria Lima Avenue, Haddock Lobo Street, and so on. Now, what is your address? The street and the number of your place. If you said, I live at 232 Paulista Avenue, for example, I live at 38 João Severa Street, then you're correct. Now, remember that this is only one way to use in, on, or at if you're talking about locations. For example, if you are inside a specific room in your house, then you should say, I am in the bedroom, I am in the kitchen, as opposed to out of or outside. The dog is outside the house. I walked out of the office, meaning you left the office. If you are moving from one place to another, into another, then we would say, I walked into the kitchen. Or if you're putting something in a recipient, like a box or a bag, I put the pen into the case, I put my clothes into the closet. Whereas if you remove them, then you should say, I took the clothes out of the closet. Can I say I removed the clothes from the closet? Sure, there are many ways to use prepositions. There are many different situations and combinations. If you're talking about time, for example, it's a little similar to how you talk about locations, in the sense that a wider period of time would be in, for example, a year or a month. For example, I was born in 1972. I was born in May. If you're talking about a date, a specific date, for example, then we use on. For example, I was born on May 22nd. I need to work on Monday. And if you talk about hours, then you should use at. For example, I have a meeting at 2:30. The bus leaves at 3:15. And okay, so let's review. When were you born? What year? If you said I was born in such year, then you're correct. When were you born? As in what month? If you said I was born in such month, like I was born in May, then you are correct. Now, when were you born? As in what date? If you said I was born on such day, like I was born on May 22nd, then that is correct. And then finally, what time were you born? Oh, come on. Nobody knows what time they were born. Okay, let me try a different question. What time do you usually go to bed? If you answered, I usually go to bed at 10 o'clock or at whatever time you go to bed, then you're correct. Please note that this is in an American English, okay? Now we're going to move on to some combinations. For example, I'm interested in something. For example, I'm interested in learning about new cultures. I'm interested in photography. What about you? What are you interested in? You can be interested in something, but maybe you're not necessarily good at this. So for example, if I do a good job doing something, then I am good at that. For example, I'm good at taking pictures. I'm good at making reports. What are you good at? Now, there are things I'm not interested in, not really good at, but I can do it. For example, I'm not interested in painting, as in painting the walls of a house. As a matter of fact, I'm not good at it either. But if it's necessary, I can do it. So I'm capable of painting a wall. Like for example, I painted my mom's house walls. There was a construction worker that did a really bad job fixing up the walls, and he left the cement exposed. So I went there and I painted it. Needless to say, I didn't do a good job. So I hired a painter to redo the paint job, and I told him, look at how horrible the previous construction worker's job was. And he said, yeah, look at this painting, it's terrible. And I said, yeah, I know, right? Of course, I didn't tell him I had done it. Okay, so now let's review. Complete this for me. I'm interested. If you said I'm interested in doing something, then you were correct. Now, how would you complete this sentence? I am good. If you said I am good at doing something, good job. Finally, I'm capable. If you said I am capable of doing something, that's correct. Now, just one thing. The fact that I'm capable of doing something doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not good at doing it or interested in doing it. You could be capable of doing something and also interested in it or good at it. Now, I want you to write in the comments below something that you do frequently. Tell me if you're good at something, interested in something, and capable of something. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the like button, and click on that little bell button so that you will know when we have no videos. My name is Rodrigo Averna, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!